Chiefs Kingdom, did you see this? What just happened with the Kansas City Chiefs is shocking the entire NFL right now, and I'm serious. This news hit like an 80-yard touchdown at Arrowhead. Nobody expected it, and right now Chiefs fans are going crazy on social media trying to understand the magnitude of this bombshell. The entire league is watching the Kansas City Chiefs again, and it seems like something very big is happening behind the scenes with the Chiefs. So do the channel a favor, Chiefs Kingdom. If you're all about red and gold, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because here we find information, analysis, and everything that's happening at Arrowhead, keeping you one step ahead. The NFL has just officially revealed one of the first big games of the 2026 season, and believe me, Chiefs Kingdom, it's not just any matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs will face the Denver Broncos on September 14th in the official opening of Monday Night Football. And let's be honest, the league knew exactly what it was doing when it chose this game to have the entire country watching in primetime. That's because this rivalry gained a completely different tension after last season. It was the Broncos who finally ended the Chiefs' 9-year dominance at the top of the AFC West. For the first time in almost a decade, the Chiefs lost control of the division, and now fate has placed Denver in. The NFL is following every update on the recovery of the also the lateral collateral ligament. Team's facilities daily working on his recovery, and that even when traveling, he takes a Chiefs strength and conditioning coach with him. This shows how obsessed he is with returning as quickly as possible, and the positive signs continue to appear in Kansas. Continues to completely dominate conversations among Chiefs Kingdom fans. The possible return of Legarius Sneed to the Chiefs. Yes, we're talking about the same Sneed who was an extremely important piece of the Chiefs defense during the last few years of Super Bowl campaigns, and who always appeared in decisive moments wearing the red and gold jersey. After a repertory podcast from the KC Sports Network by Kent Swanson and Matt Lane. Since then, fans have been divided. On one side, there's the natural nostalgia of imagining Sneed playing at Arrowhead again. On the other, there's a real concern about how much he can still deliver on the field. Because, let's be honest, Chiefs Kingdom, Sneed isn't exactly the same explosive player he was a few seasons ago. Now 29 years old, he has participated in only 12 games in the last 2 years, and the defensive line is starting to sound an important red flag. During this period, Sneed allowed a pass rating of 107.7 to opposing quarterbacks and an average of 13 points. Really show that there is risk in this potential signing, a lot of risk. But at the same time, perhaps the Chiefs no longer need that old superstar Sneed who carried gigantic responsibilities in the secondary. The reality of the defense has completely changed in Kansas City. In this context, he could act more as a supporting veteran, offering experience, leadership, and especially familiarity with Steve Spagnuolo's defensive system. And within a defense as young as the one Kansas City is building for 2026, this could have enormous value behind the scenes to bring Sneed back without compromising other important areas of the roster. If there's one word that defines the Kansas City Chiefs for the 2026 season, Chiefs Kingdom, that word is probably renewal. And we're not talking about small changes here and there. What's overhaul? The feeling is that the Chiefs are building a completely new version of the franchise that dominated the NFL and won 2 Super Bowls in recent years. According to Zachary Perelis of after last season, it was no longer possible to continue depending exclusively on Patrick Mahomes to save the team in all difficult, solved impossible games and masked several roster problems. But now the Chiefs seem determined to completely change that reality, and the first major transformation begins precisely on offense. Everything indicates that the Kansas City Chiefs want to finally return to having a dominant running game in 2026. This perfectly explains 2 important moves made by the franchise during the offseason: the heavy rebuilding, and honestly, Walker might be exactly the missing piece for this offense to become terrifying again in every aspect. In the last 2 years, the Chiefs running backs finished last in the NFL in explosive runs. They lacked speed, power, and the ability to break up long plays. But Walker's explosiveness, physical strength, absurd speed, and is also extremely efficient receiving passes out of the backfield. To give you an idea of the impact he can have, in 2025, Walker finished second only to Devontae Akane in explosive rushing rate among running backs with at least 200 snaps in the season. This completely changes the Chiefs' offensive dynamic. Walker seasons and has also accumulated over 1,000 receiving yards in the NFL. This detail is even more striking when we remember that the last Chiefs running back to surpass 1,000 rushing yards in a season was Kareem Hunt back in 2017. In other words, Kansas City hasn't had a truly dominant running back in a long time. Andy Reid has already shown enormous confidence in Walker and believes he can function perfectly both in the shotgun formation and playing directly behind the quarterback. This means more versatility for the offense and less pressure on Mahomes in virtually every game situation. And now NFL, comment below below because I want to read everyone's opinion, and of course, if you enjoyed this video and want to keep getting all the news, rumors, and behind-the-scenes information about the Chiefs before everyone else, leave a like. It really helps the channel and strengthens our red and gold community.